Let's freaking go. We have a lot to talk about tonight. I want to get to the 3 permanent teams that will be on LSU's permanent schedule. Who are teams that you absolutely, positively, unequivocally must have on LSU's annual football schedule? We're going to talk about that. That's been a very sexy offseason topic. The LSU offseason has been very dull, if you will, outside of, the Brian Kelly story from last week. But for the most part, there's not really been a whole lot. So for this week, we've already released part 1 yesterday. Shelton SAMPSON, we released it yesterday. What I am doing is I am putting together my final high school evaluations for each and every high school prospect that LSU has signed. And we might do a few transfer portal guys. So we have already done Shelton SAMPSON yesterday at 6 p.m. Tomorrow at 6 p.m., we are going to release the KALEB Jackson one. Now, I might switch it up and actually do Lance Hurd tomorrow because I think Lance is a little bit of an easier evaluation. And of course, Lance being a friend of the channel now, it's pretty simple. I like him a lot. But guys and gals, I'm just going to be honest with you. KALEB Jackson is underrated. He is undervalued in this recruiting class. We do not talk enough about him, and there is a very real possibility that he is going to play a lot next year for LSU. So I am really freaking excited about him. Obviously, the big wild card is going to be his health, but he checks a lot of boxes for me. And obviously, Trey Holly is a very talented player as well. And when I break down both of their tapes, there is a very weird distinction between the both of them. I honestly feel at this point in their careers, Trey Holly has a little bit more raw talent, a little bit better make you miss kind of skills, better ball skills probably. But KALEB Jackson is an athletic force who is a straight downhill one-cut runner. He reminds me a lot of a better version of Michael Ford, right? He is going to have to add some nuance to his game, but once he does, y'all watch out. He is truly breathtaking as an athlete. So once again, I am still getting over I haven't been feeling too great these last couple of days. Obviously, I was very sick last week. Tomorrow night, I will be back on Blake Ruffino's show, AYS. So everything will be back to normal starting next week with Blake on Monday nights. I know a lot of you like those arguments that we get into. So tomorrow night, I will be on Blake's show and then back on Monday. And then tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central, we will drop another high school film study, okay? We say hi to William T. We say hi to Sherry Berry. We say hi to Jared, who says Vandy, Mizzou, and Vandy. I would absolutely hate and love that at the same time. Jacob, who watched my football card show a little bit earlier. And Chase, good to see you as well. Now, I'm going to share a few more thoughts from my Shelton SAMPSON film study deep dive. It was only 15 minutes long. We didn't get too deep because we've done so many Shelton SAMPSON videos already, but he's really good. I think him falling had a lot to do with him being banged up at times this year, right? And the funny thing about it is that he didn't really miss any games this past year. It's just he was injured at the Army All-American game, or excuse me, the Under Armour All-American game. And that's an opportunity to go up good versus good. But I think Shelton SAMPSON, I don't know why he fell so much in all the rating services. It wasn't just one of them. It was all of them. I will defend 247. They weren't that high on Shelton SAMPSON to begin with, but he did slide quite a bit, which was a little shocking to me. I don't quite understand why that is, but I think Shelton SAMPSON is going to be big time for us. What's up, Rob G? Good to see you living the dream. You got to love it. Sherry, we're going to talk some LSU women's basketball a little bit later. Uh, Briefly, I know LSU's men's basketball team is currently playing right now, and I know a lot of you do not want to watch that at all. I certainly do not. What's up, Rob? Good to see you, man. Man, I don't know about you guys. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling absolutely great. This is my first Valentine's Day as a married man, and you guys will not believe this. Type Y for yes, type in for no if you want me to share a photo. But Haley tonight, okay, this is more important than anything else we're going to talk about. Haley tonight cooked her first ever steak, right? She had never cooked a steak in her life, right? And she cooked a filet she got from Walmart for $12, right? That can go a lot of different ways. And y'all, I have got to be honest with you. She made Chef Boyardee look like Master P. She absolutely destroyed that freaking steak. I mean, goodness gracious. Someone call Wolfgang Puck. Someone call freaking Gordon Ramsay. Somebody call whoever. She threw it down. George Foreman couldn't handle what she did to that steak. It was so-freaking-lutely phenomenal. So I'm feeling great. I might fall asleep and pass out here in just a second, but that's for good reason because I am drunk in love right now with my wife for doing such a phenomenal act of kindness. And yeah, so we'll probably only go about an hour tonight. Feel free to super chat, get to any topic that you want to, including who you want your 3 permanent teams to be. That decision will come sooner rather than later. I think that decision is going to have to be made before the start of this next season because now that Texas and Oklahoma are going to be in the 2024 schedule, those schedules need to go on ahead and start getting formatted. So I do think before the season, we will know who our 3 permanent teams are going to be. Skipper, what's up? Heard a steak in an air fryer is great. In an air fryer? An air fryer? Rob Theodore Boudreaux the fifth in an air dryer. Air dryer. Huh? Someone's going to hear me say air dryer, and they're going to take their laundry out and just pour some Worcestershire and some salt in there and just grab a piece of meat and throw it in there. I heard on BHL that the best place to cook a steak is in the dryer. Huh? You got to love it. Pigeon Forge is here. One of my favorite patrons. Good to see you. He said he loves a good steak. Tony's in here as well. Good to see you. So you guys, anything you want to talk about tonight? You guys know I'm very laid back in the off-season live streams. This is my absolutely favorite time of the year. I know it doesn't sound like it, but to be a content creator, you have really got to work and you've really got to dig deep and find things to talk about. So don't forget, tomorrow night, our high school film studies are going to continue. I don't know if I want to release Lance Hurd or Caleb Jackson tomorrow, but we'll see. Let's go to Sherry Berry. She went on ahead and shared her top 3. Texas 4-8, Bama, Ole Miss are your 3. There you go. LSU, A&M, and the Mississippi schools, or one of the Mississippi schools. I got you. Okay, so you want A&M and the Mississippi schools. I could see that one actually happen. LSU, A&M, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss. I could definitely see that. Let's go to C. Trey, Texas 8-4, Ole Miss, Florida, but most likely it'll be Mississippi State instead of Florida. Also love playing Alabama every year. Don't want to lose that game. So here's a good thing about if you don't get a permanent team that you play every year, you will, under the new schedule format, in theory, I don't know exactly how this is going to work, but in theory, you are going to play every team in your conference every other year. So let me start off by saying this. I hate, despise, am bamboozled about how much the current schedule screws the players because you don't really get to play everybody in your conference, right? The most exciting thing about Oklahoma and Texas joining the SEC is the schedule will get better. Now, what I will say is we are privileged here as LSU football fans because we are a top 15 recruiter. We're a top 10 recruiter. Um, so we have a leg up on everybody because we get better talent outside of Alabama and Georgia, right? So we're going to be biased towards a 9-game conference schedule because it does mean better matchups. But the truth is, a 9-game conference schedule hurts who you would expect it to hurt. It hurts Vanderbilt, Missouri, Arkansas, South Carolina, the middle tier schools, right? And they probably want to keep an 8-game conference schedule instead of a 9-game conference schedule. An 8-game conference schedule is not the absolute best thing in the world, but it's also a thing where it's not the absolute worst thing. I do think a 9-game conference schedule, though, gives you better matchups as a consumer. I feel like our Novembers are going to be better, especially the November before rivalry week, where it normally sucks. It's going to be harder to just schedule cupcakes at that point in the season. So I am a true believer in the 9-game conference schedule. I do think it is a very good thing for us as SEC football fans. I don't know how you guys feel, but I love it, right? So let's go to Pigeon Forge. I love facing off against Bama and Mississippi State and Florida, or Mississippi. So Ole Miss and Florida. Steaks always taste better to me when someone else cooks it. Let's see. The Auburn game is usually pretty darn fun. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you 2 different variations of this. This one is from Ross Dellinger. And this is somebody that's actually boots on the ground, knows some people in the decision-making process. And this is how he sees it for all the teams in the SEC right now. Okay. So here we go. So Missouri's permanents being Oklahoma, Arkansas, Vanderbilt. The only one we care about, though, is right here in the middle, LSU. Okay. All right. This is a photo. I can't highlight it. So LSU's permanents, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Alabama. That's one of the tougher ones, but nobody is as tough as Auburn with Alabama and Georgia. Obviously, those are their 2 top rivals. So, yes. Type Y for yes, type in for no. Would you be fine with Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Alabama? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Alabama is currently winning the poll, but not by much. Which school is the most important for you to be on the permanent schedule? Alabama, Florida, A&M. Right now, look at Sherry Berry. She said, wow, that's what I picked. There you go. Yes. Chance says no. Rob says yes. Ed says yes, he'd be down with it. Good to see you, Ed. Wings are great in the air fryer. Sibley! It's been a while. Good to see you, my brother. Let's see what Sibley's Texas Longhorns permanents look like here. So Texas would be, that would be sexy for Texas. Oklahoma, A&M, Arkansas. I'm pretty sure Texas is going to get Arkansas and vice versa. Texas is for sure going to get Oklahoma and A&M. I think those are for sure going to be Texas's 3, right? God, they have so much history with all 3 of those schools. God, I would love that. That would be a lot of fun. Kentucky actually walks out of this one pretty good, right? Mississippi State, Arkansas, Georgia. Well, you get Georgia. That kind of sucks. Let's see. Who gets the softest one? I would guess Arkansas gets the softest draw out of this 3, right? You get Missouri, Texas, and Kentucky, right? Texas, of the top 15 recruiters, is definitely the softest. Kentucky is Kentucky and Missouri's Missouri. So, I if I was an Arkansas fan, I would love that draw. Missouri gets Oklahoma, Arkansas, Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt gets Tennessee, Ole Miss, Missouri. That's also pretty favorable. If you're Vanderbilt. So, you know, if I'm LSU, that's kind of a brutal draw getting Ole Miss, A&M, Alabama, but I get it. I totally get it. Um, let's go to Jared here, who makes a lot of road trips. I don't care too much about playing Ole Miss. I'd rather play Bama, UF, and A&M. Look at this. Here we have 51. That's great. Florida is a bigger rivalry for us than most people realize nationally. But yes, it's no doubt that Auburn gets the worst of it here. Um, but chance also that's their own doing, right? Like Auburn fans are pretty adamant that they don't want to lose the Georgia game because it is the oldest SEC rivalry. Um, but it's not good for them if they kept Alabama and Georgia. But by far, Auburn is getting the worst of it. And it's not like South Carolina's Vanderbilt either. So, it's uh let's see. Austin says Georgia gets it pretty easy here. Once again, this is not official. This is what Ross Dellinger believes. Auburn, Florida, Kentucky. Yeah, I see that. Jared, thank you so much for our first super chat of the evening. You get to pick the next topic. I know you love this topic because if there's anything Jared loves, it is talking about teams that he despises. So, Jared, thank you so much for your super chat. You get to pick whichever next topic. Now, type Y for yes, type in for no. Would you like to see another hypothetical conference realignment for the SEC? Type Y for yes, type in for no, or I can move on to a different topic. Honestly, it's Jared's call because he did super chat, but type Y for yes, type in for no. I don't mind moving on to another topic. I don't mind showing you guys another hypothetical scenario. So type Y for yes, type in for no. If you want to stay on this topic, okay. So look at this. Most of you want to stay on the topic. This is what we do, Sherry. Okay. Um, Super chatters and patrons always get the say so. So let's put up another one. So that was Ross Dellinger. Let's show you another one. This is Bud Elliott of 247 Sports. And LSU's permanent three is still the same: Texas A&M, Alabama, and Ole Miss. Okay, so it seems as if that's the most popular that the national college football media says, right? Um, Texas A&M, Alabama, and Ole Miss. So very interesting. I think for me, I'm fine with it. I am. I don't know how you guys feel. The Texas A&M game doesn't do anything for me. Is it a fun game? Do I look forward to it every year? Yes. We've played one legendary game. One. That's it. And even prior to that, I would need to go back and look at it again. But I remember when they were trying to sell us on the LSU Texas A&M rivalry because they were moving the Arkansas game from the Thanksgiving week. I don't recall a whole lot of LSU A&M legendary games from yesteryear. And once again, I'd be the first to tell you Skipper knows more about vintage LSU football than I do. But Texas A&M's just not as important for me as Arkansas or Auburn, but I know I'm probably in the minority there. So there you go. Taking a look at a few other teams here. Once again, Auburn getting Alabama, Georgia, and Vanderbilt. I think that would be honestly pretty fair. So let's see here. Alabama, Auburn, LSU, Tennessee. Let's see. Arkansas getting Texas, Missouri, and Ole Miss. Uh, Let's go to Sherry Berry here. I honestly doubt we get Bama just because Bama is going to have Auburn and Tennessee. I doubt they would put 3 tough games on Bama like that, just saying. Yeah, I mean, the thing about Alabama here is let's go to John Sibley. Assuming that you got married, marriage gift. Thank you so much, John Sibley. Yeah, I did get married. There you go. I should have had John Sibley there. Huh? 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 We had a great time. You know what's interesting, John Sibley? There was so it wasn't this past weekend, it was a weekend before. And the only one of my buddies that I would consider like a really good buddy who didn't come was from Austin, right? And he couldn't come because of the ice storms. His house lost power. And Haley's good friend from Austin, she actually was able to make it. I should have just got you to ride with them. I would have loved John Sibley being in the house. But everyone showed JSB some love. JSB and Jared always supporting with their hard-earned American dollars. I really appreciate you guys. You guys know the off season can get very thin, and I'm loving it. I'm not gonna lie. I love the off season because you really have to dive deep. This is where the good channels separate themselves from the great channels, and the fact that 60 people during an LSU basketball game is watching me right now with no LSU news lets me know that we are doing something really special here. I really do appreciate it. Um, thank you so much. Now, let's have a conversation here. First off, can someone tell me if Cade Doughty is actually good at baseball? I was looking at this Cade Doughty card. Is he actually good? He doesn't play for LSU anymore, does he? Somebody help me out here. Somebody help me out. If not, I got to call Blake. But let's go to John Sibley Super Chat here. Texas basically plays one game a year at OU. How will the Horns adjust to an OU type game weekly? Is a very good question. I don't know. I kind of want this. I kind of want this card. I want to. Can I show you all this card? It's pretty cool. I'm not even. I don't have any LSU baseball stuff. Actually, I'm not going to show it to you. It's boring. He was he was a second round pick, so he's in the major leagues now. I know Dylan Cruz, Trey Morgan, and I know a pitcher just got hurt. That's all I know. So you guys got to keep me up on LSU baseball. All right. I know the season opener's on Friday. Okay. Pigeon Forge, I love you. How will the Horns adjust to an OU type game weekly? Okay. So let's switch up the poll question here. So this was a very good poll question. Let's get his poll question up for John Sibley. So American Patriot wants to see it. So I'll show it to you. If you want to get it for me, go right on ahead. It's actually not. Look, I'll show it to you. It's a very sweet card. I'll show it to you really quickly. Okay. That thing. Gold prism. So there's only 10 of these in existence. If y'all think K. Doughty is special, then this card is definitely worth. Oh, it's at 30 now. You have to admit that is a sweet card. So it's gold and it's got this shimmer to it, and there's only 10 of the gold cards. That looks cool with the LSU in the background. Anyway, So, John Sibley, your poll question is up. See? Nakata. So Cade is good. Cade Doty is good. Card's a little expensive for me. I thought, it was going to stay at around 20. Poll questions up. Will Texas win 10 games by 2025 in the SEC? Dang, none of y'all believe in Arch? Really? Really? None of y'all believe in Arch Manning? Y'all got to come on now. Y'all got to come on. This is horrendous. Nobody in here believes in Arch. John Sibley going to have to set him right. Nah, come on. Fritzy, what's up, man? Thanks for the cards. Look at him. So I want everyone to I want to introduce my buddy Fritzy right here. Fritzy's mom reached out to me. His mom's name is Amy, right? And look, Fritzy just got some PHL cards. Look at that. So I hooked him up with some Joe Burrow cards and a Joe Burrow card and an Odell card. Look at little Fritzy right there. It's good to see you, man. Welcome to the channel. So yeah, I when I hear of a kid if I hear a kid wants a Joe Burrow card, guess what? I'm gonna send it. It's PA. That's how we do it, man. John Sibley says the Longhorns might thrive in the SEC. Thrive? They might thrive. John Sibley, we know you love LSU more than Texas, but it's close. And I know how much you love your Texas Longhorn students. But Texas ain't back. Sam Ehlinger doing that clip. We're back. I love it. I'll say this. Me as an extended member of the Manning family, kidding. I was with them for like 5 minutes. Still, I'm always going to be a Peyton and Eli fan. Always will be. Peyton Manning is still the greatest quarterback of all time to me. I'll fight you over it too. Still. I think Arch is going to do fine in Texas. I do. Especially with Sark's offense, right? But, Bijan Robinson's not walking through that door. Roshan Johnson is not walking through that door. Heck, Ricky Williams and Earl Campbell is not walking through that door. Big Al, what it do? I want to show y'all something really quickly. Big fan of the channel. Big Al's lovely wife, Desi. Look at that smile. She was a big winner of our Presley Collection giveaway a few weeks ago. I always love showing that beautiful smile from Desi. Good to see you, Big Al. Texas wins it all in 3. Joshua Frederick Forbes. Joshua Forbes. Texas wins it all in 3 years? I love it. Good to hear from you as well, man. Shout out to your son. Your son is big inspiration to me. He also has some of my Burrow cards. What you forgot today's was Valentine's Day, Sherry? Sherry, you're slipping. I don't like giving your husband credit because he is a Bammer. But hey, Jerry, get your stuff together. Okay. Williams building a nice Jamar Chase collection. Be very careful. He is expensive. So quick story on the sports card thing really quickly. I for a second wanted to do the Jamar Chase thing. Okay. I was like, you know what? I can't afford Joe Burrow. I'm gonna be the Jamar Chase guy. And then I started looking at some of his prices, some of his college uniform stuff, and I was like, I'm not gonna be the Jamar Chase guy. So I went all in on Tyrann Mathieu, and it was the best decision I ever made. And now I got a Tyrann Mathieu rainbow, and it was the best decision because he is way more affordable, and he is in the conversation with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Justin Jefferson is some of the best players to ever play at LSU. So I was perfectly fine with that decision. I shouldn't have outed Sherry's husband as a Bama guy. Sorry, Sherry. Now everybody's gonna be like, hey, what? Who is this guy? Fritzy wants to know, does LSU make the playoff this year? It's a very good question. I'm gonna go with yes. Why not? SEC is going to be wide TF open. Family friendly voices as always here at PHL. And they're going to have a fifth-year quarterback. They're going to have Harold freaking Perkins, who's definitely the best defensive player in the SEC. I think Brock Bowers would probably be, my pick for the best player in the SEC. But Perkins definitely in that top 10 region. And you get Mason Smith back. You get Mekhi Wingo back. You get Malik freaking Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. back. You could definitely see LSU piecing everything together. So it's good to see you, Fritchie, for sure. Shout out to Amy and the whole crew over there in Fritzy land. Odell Beckham cards are not that expensive. Also, Jarvis Landry, absolutely. We got a lot of big Jarvis Landry fans. You could build I'm telling you, you could build a nasty Jarvis Landry collection for pennies on the dollar. It's just, if you want to do Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, or Joe Burrow, like one of their really nice cards are going to equate to three really nice Jarvis Landry cards. Well, for Burrow, it'd be like 10 Jarvis Landry cards. So Hercules. Jacob, I actually sent you my nicest one, and I kind of want it back, but since I gave it away, you get to keep it. I remember I was like, well, Jacob's one of my top viewers. Okay. I wanted to send him a really nice one. So I have a bunch of Jarvis stuff. I've given it quite a bit of it away. And I said, look, I said I was going to give him a Jarvis one. Let me give him a nicer one. And I should not have given you the nice one. I missed it. It was an exquisite auto, a very nice card. But you deserve it. And you have it displayed in your room. You've sent me photos, so it's really cool. So, cards are fun. I already did my 3-hour card show earlier today. We were here talking LSU football. Okay. Sting is also not that expensive. It kind of can be, though, because, Sauce Gardner stuff is kind of up there. So if Stingley has a season like that, which he honestly had a good rookie year, watch out. Now, what's interesting is I actually had Sauce Gardner as a higher grade than Derek coming out. And he was unfreaking believable this year. But I still think Sting's gonna have a great career. He had a good rookie year. Now, going back to John Sibley's poll question here, Does Texas win 10 games by 2025 in the SEC? 77% of you said no to John Sibley's poll question. Okay. Did the 1991 LSU FSU game pop up on anyone else's feed? That game footage looked old as heck and made me feel old. I was 2 years old when that game happened. So yeah. What I'll say is I don't think wasn't that the game that ended in a fight? Did it not? Or someone correct me on that. Someone correct me on that. Let me know if that game ended in, or was that a game in the 80s? No, I think that was a game in the 90s, right? A game ended in a pretty brutal brawl. But something that is better than a brawl is PHL gear, baby. Take a look at that hoodie. Get yourself a hoodie. We got youth sizes as well for Fritzy and all the PHL kiddos out there. As you can see, we have got a lot of sweet gear, okay? Including the hoodie I am wearing right now. Now, you order $50 or more worth of merch, guess what? I am sending you an autographed Trey Holly photo. So get your PHL merch. It obviously helps grow the channel and rock it. Okay. I think I have like 2 more hats for sale too. I thought I was sold out. I forgot that I actually split them up. So yeah, there you go. Get your PHL merch, powerhourlsu.com. Okay. Here is the link right there. Everybody, welcome Nathan to the channel. I think I've seen you before, Nathan. Sagu. Trying to think what Sagu, what university is that? Sagu. Southwestern Assemblies of God University. I don't know. I was just trying to think of something. Stephen, what? I don't know. I don't know. Miami versus LSU in the 90s in a brawl started with 1. Yeah, that was the bowl game with Matt Flynn. And that game was in the 2000s. That was 2003, if I'm not mistaken. There you go. What's up, Nathan? Everybody, welcome Nathan to the channel. AP, send it to me. Send it to me if it's the same one, because I kind of want to get one now. I'm not even a fan of I couldn't tell you one thing about K Dowdy. 03 Peach Bowl. There you go. That's it. So it was that. Man, that game was fun. Right? We destroyed them. And that's what helped birth Matt Flynn, right? Because Jamarcus Russell got hurt versus Georgia in the SEC championship game. And I actually went back and watched that SEC championship game. And the only reason Jamarcus got hurt was because he missed a throw, like 2 throws before that. And, he just never he was never like the most precise thrower. And yeah, Flynn came in and played well versus Miami. We just destroyed them now. So, yes. So it was 05-06 for the Miami. Here you go. Now everybody's getting the K Doty card. Y'all don't blame me. Instead of getting a K Doty card, you could super chat and I'll send you something. Huh? I don't have any. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't have any LSU baseball cards. I got an autographed Paul Mangieri helmet right down here. So yeah. Now everybody wants a K Doty card. Everybody. Bull run on Cade cards. There's going to be a whole lot of like Cade collectors that have been getting his cards for like $5 that are going to get so mad at me. Did this guy really start looking up Cade? Because it's such a. Let me see. Oh, his Blue Jay cards are already out, and they're kind of cheap. Okay, Bowman Chrome Draft. They're kind of cheap. Let's go, Cade. I'm not going to talk a lick of baseball on this channel. We're talking about Cade Doty. Ha, ha, ha. I like it. I got a bunch of Cade York cards. Skipper, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Go right on ahead. Setting up a pump and dump. I know. That's what everyone's going to think. I'm going to be honest. I have no Cade Doty cards, so you can't accuse me of pumping and dumping. But yeah, I don't know anything. I couldn't tell you a thing about Cade Doty other than he played baseball for LSU. And I saw his gold prism card, and I was like, you know what? That kind of looks cool. That would be kind of cool to have one. Oh, he's local. Skipper, thank you for the super chat. You go right on ahead, man. You let me know what you want to talk about. And yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, Perk's got the name recognition. He's got the star power. He looks like a star. Has the superstar personality. I could see it. I could see it. The hard thing about it, though, is you saw this in the Super Bowl. We haven't done a live stream since the Super Bowl. So I'll be open about my NFL experiences betting. This was one of my better years betting NFL. And I had the Chiefs. I did. I had the Chiefs. One reason I took the Chiefs is because Circa actually opened them as a 2.5-point favorite, and the Eagles closed as a 1.5 favorite. And I'm like, man, that just seems like a drastic change in the market with, the better quarterback. And the funny thing is Jalen Hurts played amazing, right? But the truth is, okay, as great as Harold Perkins is, right? There have been a lot of studies done on this, especially now that the rule changes are so quarterback friendly now, is the quarterback quality has more to do with sacks than anything else, right? If you have a quarterback that isn't great, or a quarterback like a Jaden Daniels or Will Levis that takes a lot of sacks, it can influence the sack numbers, right? So for Harold Perkins to win the Heisman, it's hard to sack Jordan Travis a lot because he's a very good quarterback, right? He's experienced. He knows what he's doing. So sometimes it doesn't matter how good of a pass rush you have. If the quarterback is able to get rid of the football and the OC's calling really good plays, it doesn't matter. So, take Perk's best game, for instance. The likelihood that he would have sacked KJ Jefferson 4.5 times is probably not high, right? Because, KJ's a really good quarterback. So, you know, quarterback quality is going to have to come into play for Perk to win the Heisman. And and honestly, next year, our quarterback schedule isn't really that bad. It's not. Like, last year was a murderer's row, right? Because we played Bryce Young and Anthony Richardson and Hendon Hooker and Jordan Travis. Those guys are really good quarterbacks, right? Will Rogers. Uh, you know, this year, the quarterbacks just aren't going to be as good, right? Florida's replacing their QB. They're not going to be that great. Alabama's replacing Bryce Young. Florida, Anthony Richardson, and so on and so on. There's a lot of people losing quarterbacks. What's Will Rogers going to look like without Mike Leach calling the plays? He's probably going to have some kind of regression. So, for me, I think I think it sets up nicely for a Perk Heisman campaign. It does. I only bet on my golf game. Huh? Huh? Ah. I love it. God, life is great. UGA lost QB, and we haven't talked about this yet. Todd Monken no longer at Georgia. He takes the Ravens job, which, let's be honest, is a very good job. You got Lamar Jackson, the ultimate, cheat code at quarterback. There's a lot of different things you can do with Lamar that you can't do with anybody else. And he decides to jump to the NFL. Monken was really good, right? We saw what he did to our defense. And I'm telling you, the biggest misnomer about Georgia is that they just beat everybody because they had 5-star guys. That is further from the truth. Schematically, offensively, they were so ahead of everybody else this year. It is insane, right? They had the tight ends to run 12 personnel, and they just destroyed teams with it. We had no chance to stop that Georgia offense. And I don't know how you guys felt watching them tear us apart. I felt helpless. I was like, we are not stopping these guys. We are not. And they put a 50 burger on us. So they hire Mike Bobo. I think Mike's going to be fine, but I don't think he's going to be as good as Todd because Monken was really that good. Georgia's offense is just shoot. That has to be one of the best offenses. Definitely one of the best since 2019 LSU. They were beast. And that offensive line, good God almighty, they were good. Aside from the 2 fluke TDs at the beginning, it was actually a close game. Yeah, I mean, Georgia spent all its powder. Good run. We had no offense in the first half. We had some offense, but yeah, Georgia's offense was better in the first half than ours. So yeah, and yeah, they did have the fluke TD on the Jack Besh pick, and then obviously the field goal. We still did not stop them though. We just could not stop them. They were mowing us down. And that happens. They had a 25-year-old playing quarterback, that helps as well. Let's see. What do you want to give away today? All right. Here we go. Giving this one out tonight. If you get $50 of merch, big Trey Holly fan right here. Louisiana all-time leading rusher. Trey Holly, you're getting this autographed photo right here. I watched Trey sign this, so you don't have to question its authenticity. So there you go. $50 or merch or more. I'm sending this to you. Georgia's run is over. John Sibley. H-Town Creole, good to see you. RJ, JSB, you got another question up, man. Georgia will not win a national championship in the next 4 years. Type Y for yes, type in for no. Do you agree? Georgia's run is over. Type Y for yes, type in for no. I don't think it's over. I still believe in Kirby. I thought Kirby was one of the better national championship winning coaches of the playoff era. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you think Georgia's run is over? Do you think Bama becomes a program again? Or could it be us? It could be us. But, you go to what Michael says here. Georgia does have the most favorable schedule next year, right? One of my faves right here, Danny, she lives in Georgia country. She'd be the first to tell you that she would love Georgia's run to be over. Because those dogs barking everywhere can be insufferable. LA Mom says, I don't think it's over, but I don't think they'll be as dominant. Nathan, good news. Colin Hurley will be on PHL later this month. Let me make sure I have the date correctly. I know we don't go live that much on Mondays, but for Colin's schedule, he asked if we can go live on Monday, so that's what we're going to do. Let me pull it up for you. Colin Hurley will be on Monday, February 27th. So that's coming up pretty soon. Okay. So it's not this next Monday, but the Monday after that. Colin Hurley will be on PHL. Once again, not this Monday, but the Monday after that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. Now, yeah, once again, not this Monday, but the next. South Carolina might surprise him this year. Interesting. Shane Beamer's got a lot of positive vibes right now. Okay. Oh, you showing some love to Danny? Good to see you. LA Mom in here as well. Good to see you. What a few weeks, man. It's been a crazy few weeks. Okay, your boy gets married. We got the Super Bowl. Also, happy Black History Month. Man, it's there's just a lot happening. Got Michael Jordan's birthday around the corner. There's a lot. There is a lot. Now, here's the crazy thing about it. Is February is the slowest football month, right? You don't have the early period anymore, or you don't have the later signing period really anymore, right? It's not even really a thing, okay? Not even really a thing. But what I will tell you is there is something that I love that I know you guys. We already got to win. We are Skipper gets it. Presley Collection and PresleyCollection.com. Already done one Presley shout out. Why not another? We might give out another set of these pretty soon. Presley Collection, PresleyCollection.com. You know what to do. All types of jewelry, okay? It's not just diamond rings. It's necklaces, pendants, more, watches. Presley Collection and the PresleyCollection.com. Skipper. Oh, to Tony. No. Oh, okay. Tony's normally pretty quick. LA Mom says, I can't chat much tonight, but I am watching. I think I know what LA Mom is doing. It is Valentine's Day. I think she's on a date right now. I'm serious. I think LA Mom's on a date right now, and she is just chatting in and just showing her date. Hey, I got this community of awesome LSU fans, and she's probably like saying, "Hey guys, I'm a little busy right now. I can't chat that much." I see it. We see. You do you, LA Mom. You do you. We get it. There you go. He also is a Lance Hurd autograph photo winner from a few weeks ago. Real happy Valentine's Day and also a happy Mardi Gras. Lots of things to celebrate. Okay. What's a date? That's great. That's great. She's like, wait, a date? What does that mean? What is that? I don't know. Someone could inform me on this. I'm not an expert. Now, I'm laying in bed drinking whiskey. No, normally that's the is whiskey normally like a bed drink? Is that I don't know. Pigeon Forge, well, Pigeon, you need to get back out there, man. You and the wife, you need to get back to Pigeon Forge, man. Speaking of dates, we are at a nice amount of viewers, 69 of you in here. See ya. Now, we are approaching the 1 hour mark. It is Valentine's. So, I told Haley I'd watch a movie with her a little bit later. A little Netflix and chill. So here's what we're going to do. In the next 5 minutes, I'll answer as many questions as I possibly can regarding LSU football, or it could be anything. You guys can ask me about the Pelicans. You guys can ask me about the Saints and this Derek Carr mess. You guys can ask me about our film study that we are dropping tomorrow night at 6 Central. Okay. You guys just let me know anything under the sun that you want to talk about. Okay. And I will try my best to answer it. If you want to talk about spy balloons, we can do that. You want to talk about the alien invasion, we can do that. I won't talk about the spy balloons. Alien invasion, I find to be very interesting, though. I don't know enough about either. But what I can do as well is talk to you about Ruben Randall. I can talk to you about Morris Claiborne. I could talk to you about Danny Graff. Yeah, I'll talk about whatever. Do I feel like Hooker would be a good fit for the Saints? Um, I know this is going to sound sacrilegious because I was such a huge Tennessee propagandist before the season began. As a lot of you know, I picked Tennessee to win the East, and I had Tennessee over their win total. I was really high on them going into this year. Okay. Um, I am not high on Hendon Hooker at the NFL level just because I think running the offense Tennessee ran manufactures a lot of open opportunities. I don't think that is going to work in the NFL. And I do think Hendon Hooker would lock on his targets long. And he had some amazing escapability. I'm not in love with him at the NFL level. I'm just not. Um, and some of that is the ACL injury as well. He is a little bit older, which is fine. He's a quarterback, not as important as age at the other positions. But I'm not the hugest Hendon Hooker in the NFL fan. I'm just not. Now the funny thing is, I like him a lot. I think personally, he's the guy that you want leading your franchise, right? He's a good dude, right? He does and says all the right things, and he, by all accounts, works really hard. I'm just not in love with him as I am some other quarterback prospects um, in this class. My thoughts on Zion Williamson's worsening injury. Um, yeah, I think some of it, Joshua, is like with someone like him who's an athletic freak. They did some physicists actually did some studies on Zion, and they said his second jump. So whenever you jump up to get a rebound, let's just say you don't get it, but you go up a second time to go get the rebound. They said that it's the most explosive second jump that they've ever charted. Um, and he's 6'8", 260. So he's a freak, right? Well, we've seen this happen in the NBA. Some of these freak athletes just can't stay healthy, right? Their bodies are just different than all of ours. And that's pretty much what happened here with this re-aggravated hamstring. Um, if you're the Pelicans, I don't think that you change anything that you did because, it's a superstar league, right? You got to pay him. So them paying him and basically maxing him out this past offseason, they had to do it and it worked, right? When he was healthy, we were the best record in the NBA. So, you just got to pray and hope everything works itself out. And yeah, now the alien invasion is very interesting. I'm fine with it. I am fine with it for this reason. I got to witness 2019 LSU. If LSU football were to stop tomorrow with an alien invasion, I could say I witnessed 3 national championships within a 2-decade period, and that alone is ridiculous. So, I'm fine with the aliens coming to take us. Undocumented space migrants. Uh, does Notre Dame's unwillingness to pay coaches justify Brian Kelly's decision even more? This is why I like you a lot, C-Trey193, because I actually wrote down earlier today that I wanted to talk about this, and I just completely forgot about it. Yes, I mean, if there was, it's daily now almost. Notre Dame fans are going to have to take the biggest L of all time when it comes to um, anything Brian Kelly left Notre Dame for. He was vindicated every single day by Notre Dame doing Notre Dame things, not doing NIL. And, you know, now they won't hire the offensive coordinator that Marcus Freeman wants because Notre Dame doesn't want to pay Utah's buyout. And look, this is big time college football. If you really want to coach, you got to pay the buyout. That's just how it is. And I know I read like something about they had to pay the offensive line coach's buyout because he wanted to bring him to, and what the heck is even happening here? Well, the truth is Notre Dame doesn't look great here. And even if, let's just say Brian Kelly doesn't work out at LSU and he doesn't win a national championship, still he had to leave because of things that we see every day now. So yes, it is a constant mess. And even if Brian Kelly fails at LSU and doesn't win a national championship, he was right in leaving, right? And Notre Dame fans have been proven wrong time and time again, right? With Notre Dame, you can't win a national championship if you don't want to pay coaches or players. It's simple, and it's honestly something in life that you can learn from, right? In order to make money, you've got to spend money. It's something that I have struggled with as well, right? If you are investing money back into your business, uh, you're betting on yourself. It can be risky, but that's what you have to do, right? And Notre Dame doesn't want to spend money because they don't think they have to. Folks, it's business. It's simply business. Tony, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Tony, you get to pick the next topic. Go right on ahead. Do I think the Saints are tanking on purpose and Miss Benson isn't shelling out money to go get a good QB? I don't think the Saints should get Derek Carr. I'm not in love with it, and I've been a Carr defender. I've actually made money flipping his cards in the past. Um, I think Derek Carr's a fine quarterback. I do. I just don't think this is a good move for the Saints. There are two big time franchise quarterbacks in next year's draft, and it's worth tanking for, especially Caleb Williams. I do think Caleb is a very good future NFL quarterback. So yeah, I think the Saints should not get Derek Carr because Derek Carr will come in and Saints will probably be like a 6-10, 7-9 team, and you don't want that, right? Or 6-11, whatever it is. Okay, so you just want to keep it moving. That's cool. Someone paid for a D card. I mean, Derek Carr is a very good quarterback, and he was with an iconic franchise. I think that one loss will inspire the girls, and when they face South Carolina in the SEC tournament, the outcome will be different. Okay, so Sherry, please correct me if I'm wrong. Actually, we already talked about this in the Discord, so I go to Sherry's opinion on this because she does actually watch every LSU women's basketball game. I've watched 4 or 5, okay, and I watched most of that game on Sunday. Um, South Carolina's got a better roster than us. They got Leah Boston and the Orozco girl. I don't remember her name, and she destroyed us. Um, but to your point, Skipper, South Carolina was at home, right? How many women's basketball players have ever played an arena with 18,000 people? I don't think people quite understand. 18,000, that is bigger than an NBA crowd, right? 18,000 people. Um, it's just absurd, right? So our women were just caught in a buzzsaw, and you saw the environment kind of get to them. Look, they were better than us this past weekend, and they were deeper than us. It makes sense, right? This is only year 2 of our program. This is what Dawn's 5th year, and she's great. Dawn's one of the best coaches, ever in the sport already, and she's probably going to win a few more national titles. I think, SEC tournament on a neutral floor, we're going to play a lot better. And honestly, Morris playing the way that she did, showed me something. She is really special. 45, who models her game after Allen Iverson. I love hearing that. So I do agree, Skipper. I think the SEC championship will be a closer game. More than likely, we're never going to win that game. 18,000 people. That is so crazy to me. Like, just for any basketball game, but a women's game, that is incredible. And that shows a lot of hope for the future of the sport. 18,000. So here's Sherry. She says there's South Carolina and there's everybody else. So, yeah, we're playing the absolute best team and the best coach right now. But give Kim another year, and we might be 18,000 deep in the PMAC. Yeah, dude, they were huge too. That helps. Size in women's basketball still trumps all. Like if you get these, like what is it, 6'7", 6'8" girls? I mean, you're just gonna dominate people. SEC tournament is in South Carolina. That's wild. Hard watching the men. So the men are in a close game. Type Y for yes, type in for no if you want me to. I could analyze the game while. Let me see if I can find it up here. I'm going to talk men's game. Sherry says sure, so we'll do it. Sometimes with Watch ESPN, it's hard for me to find. There we go. Oh, we're on the road? Okay. Let's do it. I just like that the men's teams are playing a competitive game. Is Georgia any good, though? Okay, Georgia's decent. Okay, good. They're 5-7. Okay, they're decent. I'm a little drunk and I need you now. Let's go. Thanks, Bubs. The baby?
Oh, what's that stretch?
What's
that about, Mama?
I see the baby.
We've been doing TikToks in there together.
Y'all making TikToks?
Yeah.
Come on, LSU. You want a sip?
Mm-mm.
She can't have a sip of that?
Mm-mm.
Was that the 1-in-1?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. The baby. I told him you made steaks tonight, Bubs.
I did. Just one. I don't eat meat. Hey, baby.
That's too much sugar. That's too much. On a Tuesday, too.
Hey, everybody.
On a Tuesday. Look at all that sugar on a Tuesday. That's too much. That's too much. That's too much sugar on a Tuesday.
It is Haley Bryant now. Y'all are right. Jared. Thank you, Mama. Mama's baby.
Oh, don't give him baseline. John Sibley dropped a hundo earlier.
Thanks, Johnny boy.
JSB holding it down in Austin.
Oh, nice. Bryant is way easier to spell.
That's you said that earlier.
I have said that the whole time.
Huh?
I have said that the whole time, Jared.
Take the baby.
Thank you.
All right, they're going night-night.
We haven't done our skincare routine yet.
Skincare routine.
Mm-hmm.
She does one too?
Mm-hmm.
The baby does a skincare routine? Come on, LSU. Let's
How does
go.
it feel to be a married couple? Well,
Come on, come on. Oh, come on, come on. Give me a
This
pick.
is a lot.
Dadgummit.
William, it feels the same. I just have to cook steaks now.
Steaks. Huh? Huh?
Bye, guys.
Everybody say bye. She cooked a mean steak, though. Let's go. Oh, it's stupid. Let's go. We got final shot. Appreciate that, JSB. Yeah, what are those Jordans? Those jerseys? This was the steak from earlier. That was our first ever steak. LSU with the chance. Let's go. This is what the inside of it looked like. Look at that. Perfect. Love a good steak, man. Told you, Skipper. Hey, throws down. She had her dad, though, giving her like play by play of how to do it. Her dad's a elite cook. She even cut your corn off the cob. Yeah. Huh? Come on, let's go. Yes. Yes. Let's go. Oh, my God. Time out. Time out. Time out. That was a good move, too. Why would you let him get to the right? Wait, Pigeon Forge, you do it on a Foreman grill? Yeah, I'm behind. I'm on that cheap Wi-Fi. Not everybody can have that Tony the Tiger Wi-Fi. By the way, Tony the Tiger rocking the PHL hoodie. I love it. Come on. Come on. Throw it in. Here, Georgia's Arena, they're playing the Die Young Catcher song. You always play TikTok. So we don't have a timeout to advance the ball. Okay. You can move the baseline because you scored. Come on. What was that? What was that? What was that? What was that? Ah! Give it a chance. Just give it. Don't even do this BS. Just give it a chance. God, just put Shaq out there in his current state. Do something. God. Bo Spencer or somebody. But he missed it. Now you got to chunk it the length. You got to chunk it the length. Yeah, they're just going to, you got to miss on purpose. It's stupid to not miss on purpose. God, just don't do that. Give it a chance. God. God. These are random. Get Sean Kemp, Sean Bradley, and Mutombo. I mean, we don't have any guards here, but I'll take those three. Oh, man. Okay, we got 1 second. Okay, good. You should still miss on purpose. You should still miss on purpose. And don't even try and rebound it. Oh, you made it. Good. Throw it the length. Throw it the length. Throw it the length. Oh, that's stupid. That's so stupid. That's so stupid. You're never making that unless you have Devontae Graham. It's why I don't do basketball. Throw it the length of the floor to give it a chance. How close was it? It wasn't even close. Y'all, that game pissed me off. I got to sign off. That pisses me off so freaking much. I'll be in the Patreon. That stuff pisses me off. God, give it a chance. Throw it past half. We didn't, with the chance to win the game, we didn't even throw it past half court once. Didn't even throw it past half court once. All right. I'm going to hang out with my wife for Valentine's Day. I will be in the Patreon. Tomorrow we will be dropping another high school film study, so we will see you then, 6 p.m. Central, okay? It is Power Hour. LSU. Bah! And tonight, ooh, some of that filet mignon. Let's go. Oh, yeah, thanks to our top super chatter tonight, John Sibley.